What's going on, you guys? Hope y'all are doing awesome today. So I was riding down the road and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I think it's about time to shoot a little video on this work truck that I put together not too long ago. So what this is a 2013 F-250. It's got the 6.7 Powerstroke in it. King Ranch swapped the interior. I've got a Pronghorn utility bed on the back. I can't remember the exact model. Just check the description. I'll put it in there. But so running a 4-inch lift kit, 38.5-inch mud grapplers, 20-inch. Those are 20-inch like limited or platinum wheels, 2017 and ups, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but somewhere in that ballpark. But anyway, we got a ranch hand up front. Actually rebuilt that. It came with the truck initially. So little backstory on the truck. This was a worn out farm truck when I got it. Bought it from a local farmer here in town, and it was well used and abused, to say the least. Done a lot of work on it. Me and my buddy, me and my buddy Tanner, we whipped this thing together and got her in pretty nice shape. So in the time to come, I would like to release a video on me building the truck. I've got some time-lapse videos and some quick little, how you want to say, vlog videos that I made. So I just need to take the time, put them together, and then put them out. So I think you guys might enjoy it. But yeah, let's take a look at this thing right quick. So rebuilt the front axle. It was shot. New bearings, new seals, new hubs, new tie rod setup from Synergy Manufacturing. Got a Yukon hardcore diff cover. It's actually a little bit oily. This truck does leak a little bit of oil. This truck never had the crankcase filter addressed, so it got backed up, caused the oil leaks. But I did do a crankcase filter delete kit on it. It actually eased the oil leak up a little bit. Past that, the only other thing I did under the hood was I did the CP4 disaster kit. Oh yeah, and I did change out a boost pipe. One of the charge pipes or whatever blew up, the plastic one. So I changed that out. So I've got two 32-inch light bars up here. They're from Harbor Freight. They're awesome. I love them. Also, that's not necessarily fixated attachment all the time. That's just my winch. I threw it up there. Like I say, I got my leads. You can see them behind the grill and whatnot. But like I say, that's just something I throw on there right quick. I don't normally keep it on there. But past that, let's see. Put new mirrors on it. The other ones are busted up. Those are actually power telescoping and power folding mirrors, so they're actually really cool. So one thing I didn't notice on the other side, the passenger rear door, I replaced it because actually on this truck, I don't know what happened, man, but man, I think they ran a bottom plow or something to the side of this truck. Anyway, some sort of piece of equipment ripped down the side, tore that up, and then the bed was had some messed up areas. So anyway, the bed needed to go, to be honest with you, so that Pronghorn really dressed this thing up. So I got LEDs all the way around. Window tint, gotta have that thing darked out. So we're running 35 on the shield, and on the sides we got 5/25. I am not running steps right this second. I'm gonna get me some, but it's just whatever I can find on Marketplace, to be honest with you. I'll either put some amp steps or just put some metal, like rough country steps or something like that. Now, I like amp research steps, but the one thing is, on my other trucks that I got them, they collect a lot of mud. It is what it is. We'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge later. So let's look at the interior right quick. So what we got here is, this is a King Ranch swapped F-250 interior. It's actually out of a 2012. Granted, this is a 2013 truck. Well, it turned out pretty doggone good, if you ask me. The only thing I retained out of my 2013 Lariat, like I said, this is a Lariat, it was a Lariat. I kept the black steering wheel because the King Ranch steering wheel was dilapidated and all wore out. It just looked really bad, so I said, nah, we just keep this for now. Maybe one day I can find another steering wheel out of another truck. But I did keep the black carpet out of my Lariat because the tan carpet out of the King Ranch interior, I didn't like it. It was just too much tan, so I had the option, why not keep the black? So I did that. That turned out fine. Past that, the 13 though, I gotta say, it's got the big touch screen. It's got Sync 2 on it. I love that thing because you can put a custom image on it. I'm not the biggest fan of the other F-250s with the flat dash. So anyway, it is what it is. So the seats, those are, I believe those are Sportsman covers. Long story short, it's the bottom land edition. I love these seat covers. They're awesome. They look cool, they accent, they just add a little bit more creativity to the whole, what do you want to say, farm truck, southern vibe, whatever. These captain seats were kind of cracked up to the point where I wear shorts all the time, and cracked leather on skin just feels awful. It feels like you're rubbing up against dang raw fiberglass. That covered them up, did well. The waterproof, love these seat covers. And they're really tight, they're well fitting, so really highly recommend you check those out if you like seat covers. The rear seat turned out just fine, so I said I don't need any seat covers on it. And actually I decided to stretch one of my t-shirts over the flip down console. I don't know if anybody else has done this. Low-key, I'm thinking I might start a new trend. I don't know, but it looks kind of cool. Just like I say, adds a little bit more creativity to the whole truck. So, all right, where do we want to go with this? I think that pretty much covers about what we need to look at in the interior. Well, I'll tell you that. Actually, let's look at the back seat area real quick. So right off the bat, I am running two 2-inch subwoofer scars in the back. I got those out of the wrecked truck that the interior came out of. The guys at the junkyard just said you can have it, so that's awesome. They're back here. I've got like a, geez, I don't even know, like 2,500, 3,000 watt amp pushing those on behind the other seat. So there's that. Another thing is, I think most all work truck or vehicles should have to make them that much more capable is an inverter. So that's a 3,000 watt inverter. I've got 2 accessible points right here, and this point is actually running to my work body, and I've got a power strip that this is a feeding. So very cool setup. Another thing is I need this little work tray. It's got a 12-volt bullet point or whatever cigarette lighter plug in right there, so that's awesome. So this is a great little charging area. If you know what, I'm gonna back this camera up. There we go, perfect. All right, so we also got a power point there and a power point up there. So for, once again, it's a 2013 F-250, but the interior is a 2012. For 2012, this thing's pretty modernized. And I say that, one more really interesting point, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I didn't at least. So those seats right there, those are actually heated and both air conditioned. That blew my mind. I did not know they offered air conditioned seats back in 2012 for Super Duties. So that's kind of cool. I actually don't have them hooked up right yet. I got to get one of my buddies to program in the icons on the touchscreen. So we're gonna get around to that, but right now they're working fine. That wiring harness plugged in just fine, no problemos. Now this wiring harness, I actually had to swap the wiring harness off my other Lariat seat onto this seat, and I've got one plug that's not going in anything, and I'm pretty sure that plug is feeding the heater and the heater and the air conditioning module under there. Long story short, I'm gonna figure it out eventually, but it's not a necessity right this second. So we'll cross that bridge when the time's right. So I think that does pretty well for this front of the truck. I'm probably missing a couple things, you know, it is what it is, but all right, Pronghorn, let's check this work body out right quick. Love this puppy. This thing, for me, at least for me, I love it because it encompasses both flatbed and your traditional work body. You got tool cabinets, put all your tools, equipment, parts in. Then you also got your deck up there for all your other odd and ends. And also, you're gooseneck capable with this. So, this is a good combo, in my opinion. So, aftermarket leaf springs, super heavy duty ones, I'm actually, what am I trying to say? I need to put more air, I need to put airbags on this thing, to be honest with you, just to have a little more emphasis on getting the tail end up. Well, I guess we'll make a quick tour video, tool tour video out of this. I wasn't planning on that, but all right, first cabinet, we got all sorts of sockets, tap and dies. This is a miscellaneous bag full of pliers, just wrenches, screwdrivers, all kind of odd ends. This is just a grab bag. You grab it, walk into a building, or if you gotta walk somewhere your truck can't pull up to, got that. Electrical bag. This is just a little cool flip out trays, you know, odd end screwdriver, punches, you know, wrenches, typical, more smaller end stuff in these trays. So this cabinet, this is my power tool cabinet. All right, so I run DeWalt stuff, and this little area is loaded down my DeWalt 20-volt tools. This is the attachments for my tools, and got Sawzall blades, cut off wheels, got Dremel kits, all that good stuff. So take note of the power strip. That's what the inverter's feeding, and this in return is feeding my battery chargers. So very cool setup. I did make a nice little divider tray. It's lined with 1/8 inch diamond plate on the bottom, and I made these little dividing walls. So you got one wall here and then one right there. So that just keeps everything at bay and keeps it right where it needs to be. So we got that. This is just gonna be more of a little miscellaneous box. Got ratchet straps, jumper cables, yeah, odd ends, whatever. Nice little vise right here. So something I like about this Pronghorn bed is you've got a 2-inch receiver there and then one on the reciprocal side. So you can, you know, add something like a vise if you want that. All right, this is my little John Deere triangle box. Lots of stickers because we love expressing our creativity. All right, just very common, basic hand tools all the way through, you know, nothing too fancy out of the way. I do run a lot of Harbor Freight tools for the record, so I do like them. Most of their stuff is pretty doggone good. Back here, keep rakes and shovels and just all sorts of, I keep the pry bars down here, and I got a bag full of clamps and, you know, just that kind of stuff. Measuring apparatuses. As far as the deck's concerned, I got a 1-inch drive heavy duty socket set right here. Chainsaw is just kind of floating back there, doing its thing. Cooler, trash bucket, it's a bucket of hydraulic fluid. Got that John Deere air compressor, real handy, I like it. And not only for that, not only for just dealing with equipment, like I do a lot of construction work and on-end building things and all this and that and the other, so it's cool to be able to run like a nail gun with that, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just a piece of farm equipment as well, or piece of equipment to run, you know, to keep up with your machinery. You know, you can actually use it for other stuff too, which is cool. I keep gasoline in that canister right there. I didn't think those were too decent there, because I saw every 16-year-old riding around in the back of their truck for a long time. I was like, that's just a trend. How good could it be? But I gotta admit, they're pretty doggone good. So I got me one, and I played with it and like it. All right, so that's a 36-gallon diesel tank right there. Got a feel right pump, all that good stuff. Air hose reel. All right, coming to the side. All right, well, that's locked, but I keep chains and bottle jacks and all that kind of stuff in there. In this cabinet, this is more of my just kind of catch-all, just throw whatever in here. I got organizers for my bolts and stuff, just extra hardware right there, a little electrical box, plumbing box, and then just more construction box with screws and fasteners and stuff. So let's say just not a whole lot going in this cabinet just yet, but give it time, it's gonna fill up quick. This cabinet, this is more of my, how you want to say, I keep oil and grease and just consumable items in here. Got a nice little grease gun right here, penetrating oil, brake cleaners, full of, these little containers are full of grease and just all sorts of little lubricants and stuff. These little trays full of consumables, all sorts of pins, hose clamps, grease fittings, hitch pins, you know, all sorts of good stuff. So another thing is, I will note, if you guys are curious, these are magnetic trays, and they're green because, well, I got green just because it kind of goes along with, well, I got a John Deere box and a John Deere air compressor, so it kind of goes along with that. So we got that going, so those are really cool, and I did purchase those at Harbor Freight, so I do like them. They're quite enjoyable. So we got that cabinet out of the way, and something I did upgrade on this pump, I got a good handle, and that's 3/4 inch nozzle, and then a swivel point right there, and then I did a 90 coming right out of the filter. So before, when I bought this kit, the original hose was coming straight out of there, would always kink, and it had a sucky little metal handle that didn't have one of those little metal rods to keep the pump hand, you know, keep it going while you're fueling up a piece of equipment. So long story short, I got rid of that junk and got some decent stuff going here, so it makes life just a little bit easier. I've got another 32-inch light bar back there. Works awesome at night for illuminating this area and then whatever you're working on. So fantastic setup. Another thing is, I'm trying to think of just odd ends that I might have left out. I'm running a 4-inch straight pipe. I like the 4-inch straight pipe. I'll stop talking here in just a minute so you guys can kind of really get a sound clip. But I think I will go with a 5-inch next time I do something like this. But yeah, it's a 4-inch straight pipe with a 5-inch tip. And that's a what's that? MBRP tip. So take a listen to that. All right, so that is that. And by the way, this truck is deleted and tuned, running SCT tunes. So she's a pretty doggone capable work truck, to be fair with you, man. I'm liking it, man. I've been running it for about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 months now. I don't even know if that's long, but man, I've been thoroughly enjoying this rig. So glad I could get my hands on it. Man, it turned out really well. Past that, guys, I think that's gonna kind of wrap it up. Man, I appreciate you checking this video out, and hope the good Lord blesses you on your walk in life, man. And y'all come check out some more videos from me. And y'all have a good one, man. See y'all.